Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, so I'm a ditz, and I've learned to not give a shit. But I will tell you some of my embarrassing stories, and I'm sure I will have many more to think of, but these are just ones that come off the top of my head. So, the first one is probably one of my first memories, and this is when I started to come into consciousness, into the world. One of my first memories ever. When I was a little kid, I was extremely constipated. So my mom used to have to give me enemas. This is honestly one of the only things I remember from before the age of 4. So, my family tried everything. They tried giving me prune juice, eating prunes. My mom would yell at me and force me to eat it. And Metamucil was one of the things, which is kind of like a laxative. And my mom gave me an adult serving of Metamucil. It was summer. I was going to day camp. And I remember sitting in a sandbox and it coming out in liquid form and me having to explain to the counselor, I pooed. I didn't know how to wipe my bum at that point in time, so I had to get counselors to wipe it for me. That was traumatizing. That was also the same camp that one day I came home with a sticker and my mom asked, "What did you get the sticker for?" I said, "Today was the first day that I didn't cry." I was a little bitch. So, my second embarrassing story. So I started a new job, and I was extremely tired on the first day. I think I just got over a sickness. I hadn't slept, but I was really trying to make a good impression, which is just training. A full day of listening to one of the most boring guys you will ever meet in your entire life just talk at you random, irrelevant facts. And I was really tired because I had not slept at all, but I was really trying to make a good impression because it was my first day. I actually fell asleep during the training, and he woke me up being like, are you sleepy? And I said, no, I have something in my eyes. Third embarrassing thing, I recently went to an arcade with a bunch of little children, and when I was using the motorcycle, my pants ripped all the way down the butt. And I do not wear underwear, and I did not notice. I do not know how many children saw, but I hope it was 0. But I doubt it was 0. Fourth embarrassing thing, when I was in high school, my family and I went to Eastern Europe. So I believe we were in Austria in a Holocaust museum. So there was stuff that was originally owned by the Jewish inhabitants of Austria that were confiscated, and it was in the museum. I asked the museum attendant whether this was a gift shop. Fifth embarrassing thing, I once farted in front of someone by accident and proceeded to blame my dog. Rest in peace, my little doggy. Thank you for covering for me. Sixth embarrassing thing, I went to the movies recently with my parents, and the theater beside was a 3D movie. We were seeing La La Land. It is not 3D, and that is obvious. I was sitting for a good 15 minutes in the movie, the only person, with 3D glasses on. My dad said, "Are you seeing this in 3D? I look around and nobody else was wearing glasses. Just a typical Marley move. Moment a million. So I was a server for quite a long time. It was a busy night. I have many server embarrassing stories. Was not the best at it, I will admit. So I served a table, and the man was waiting at the front at the end of his meal. Honestly, did not recognize his face, even though I had had a full conversation with him. And I said, "For how many?" And he said, "What?" And we sat there for a second in silence, and he said, "You have already served me, and I've already paid, and I'm leaving." And last embarrassing thing for now, I once drank a lot, and this was not that long ago, and I fell asleep in front of a bunch of people standing up. Don't ask how, but it happened. Anyways, peace, love.